Sabrina Carpenter, you might know her from the Goodwin Games. You might know her from Girl Meets World. You might know her from her 10 million Instagram followers.
You're so jealous.
I have 10. I have 10.
I can give you a shout out.
Can you?
Yeah, of course.
I would really like to double my number to 20 today.
Let's make it happen.
That would really be awesome.
Just use a lot of hashtags. I hear that works.
Is that it?
I think so.
That's what we're doing wrong. No hashtag stuff. Dang it.
I'll hashtag
Honestly,
the word hashtag.
I never use hashtags, but I've heard that like if you want to, I don't know, like that does something. So.
Like when you started on Instagram, I mean, people knew you from Disney, right? So when you started, did you go from like 0 to 100,000 in 24 hours?
Not quite. I started on Instagram, I think before. It probably was a couple months before I started doing the show. But you have to keep in mind, like, even when you book the show, it doesn't come out for another year. So there was like a long time where I was just, posting things I probably shouldn't ever let anyone see. And then, of course, like now you go back and delete things. You shouldn't. You should all let it be a part of your history and childhood embarrassing moments. But
okay, be honest with us. What are the 2 pictures that no one will ever see on Instagram because now you're wildly famous, but back then you put up, but you had to take down?
Oh gosh, you know what? I used to get really creative with my photo editing. So I would take like a lot of big text edit letters in bright colors and like add little emojis to like and I thought I looked so cool. And like say there was a picture of me in a crown, I would be like total diva, and I just those should never be on the internet.
Do you still have the rule, Bert? If you post a picture and it doesn't get a certain amount of likes, you delete it?
Are you serious?
I have a cut number, yeah.
Wait, what's the cut number?
I can't tell you because yours is so high that mine is so pathetically low.
No, it's not. Everyone's got, I'll tell you my cut number.
So you don't even
I don't
make
have
it one
one.
up.
I don't have one.
I have a 14-year-old cousin who has a cut number, and so it looks like he has 5 pictures posted because he'll delete them. I put one up of myself, and he was like, if that doesn't get 150 likes in the next half hour, I'm taking it down.
Well, mine increases with the more followers I get. So at one point it was 300, now it's 500. So
that's not bad at all. 500's a lot.
And he was so jealous because he posted this really, really sweet photo of him and his kids doing something, and it got a decent amount of likes.
Sabrina, I struggle. I mean, I can't wait to get to heaven to ask God how long that I have spent and wasted in my life on picking the right picture, the right filter, and it gets like 500 people. And then this one.
I went to the beach and had a day drinking day, so was a little bit intoxicated, and then a rainbow appeared out of nowhere. So I had my boyfriend at the time, now fiance, go, hey, angle this so it looks like I'm shooting the rainbow out my butt. He took a picture of me shooting this rainbow out my butt, and it got
I'm sorry, points for creativity though.
Thank you.
Thousands and thousands.
That's the only thing I have to say. Like that's really genius.
I walked in here and like the chemistry of the show was all off because I couldn't tell her why I was pissed.
That's so funny.
He was legitimately mad. My rainbow butt picture got more likes.
I've never thought about it one time, and I put up some awful pictures. Actually, everything I live streamed from the Super Bowl this past weekend probably needs to get deleted. Every single thing.
And even posting like inspirational quotes, sometimes I wonder if they're too cheesy after I've posted them. That's one thing that I will question. But then I'm like, it's helping someone, so just keep posting it.
Right.
When you have that many followers, though, do you feel like you have a sense of responsibility? Are you going through multiple filters in your head of like whether or not you should post this for like any type of ramifications? Because people are a little bit opinionated on social media.
Of course. No, I don't. Because if they have time to comment on your filter, you get my point. So yeah, I think when I was younger, I used to worry about like a theme like a little bit more, but now it's just sort of like I'll post so many pictures without a filter or in black and white. Like it's one or the other.
I'm guessing when you first started that you had a pretty thin skin when it came to comments, and then over the years, or you had to get a pretty thick skin. Do you remember the last time somebody made a comment to you where it just like really affected you, like really bummed you out?
Like yesterday. Yeah, no. But I mean, it's one of those things where actually I think I was Not that, no, I think I'm still as thick-skinned as I was when I started, but I was pretty thick-skinned when I started because I think I was probably like 9 or 10 when I started posting videos on YouTube. And so I didn't care what, Jeffrey from Puerto Rico said about, my latest cover, because there were so many people saying nice things that you don't really pay attention to the one negative one. But I'm going through puberty now. But no, I don't think, I try not to pay attention to it. That's all you can do.
Is that something your parents instilled in you? Like, how did you get that mindset? Because I think there's so many young people who could learn from that and not take stuff so personally.
Well, I think that's it, is not being so sensitive when it comes to the internet, because so much of it is false, some of it is real, but you can't really tell the difference all the time. And so you don't want to drive yourself crazy. Live in the real world, keep good people around you. And, those are the people that are going to shower you with love, and they'll be honest with you. But those are the type of people that you want to listen to.
And people that troll you on social media, they put such little thought and there's no emotional investment on their part unless you respond. So then they get a reaction and you're validating, like, oh, look, she replied. And they probably are like, hey, look at Sabrina replied. They get excited about it.
No, for sure. I think, and that's exactly what they want. My parents, I will say, they always said, like, don't respond to the one negative comment. Like, you easily could, but there's so many people saying incredibly nice things that, like, why do you give the attention to the person that's saying one mean thing,
I see so many people that are like 13, 14, 15 years old, and they're getting into the industry now because their primary goal is to be a celebrity, right? Can you talk to those people and go, okay, look, I don't know what your feelings on it. Maybe that's the reason why you got in. But
totally. No, I'm kidding.
I'm assuming you're sharing yourself and the celebrity comes along with it. And then when you get there, I'm thinking there's got to be things that people don't know about celebrity that just aren't great.
Absolutely. I mean, there's things about every job that I think people can relate to that aren't great. That's the thing, is, like, I think a lot of people forget that it's at the end of the day, like, they always say, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. But it is a job. So I think, with any job, you take on things that you love and things that you might not like so much. But that's part of it. Some of it is work. And so I think I'm just super lucky that it was always something that I love to do for fun. I never really had to think about what I wanted to be when I grew up, because I wanted to be what I wanted to be at 10 years old. And I'm only 17 now, which isn't that much older, but
almost half your life.
I'm getting there. And I'm lucky that I'm able to do it. And, there's so many different lanes of things that you can get into. So I think that's the best thing about it.
All right, I'm going to ask something completely superficial really quick.
Great.
How do you get those fantastic beachy waves in your hair?
That
is amazing.
Thank you.
No, seriously.
So
By the way,
sweet.
that was my next question.
I'm sure
Was it really?
I had it
Wow.
written down on my list too, Kristen. You're just hogging all the good
Chemistry
ones.
today is great, guys. You guys got it down. No, I think, honestly, like those little wands? I put it through my hair for like 2 seconds on each thing, and it just
does that.
happens. Yeah.
Oh, see, mine always end up being like the Shirley Temple ringlets. I want my hair to look like that.
Do you want to
I had
ask
that
Kristen
problem.
how she gets her hair to look like
How
that
did
every
you get
morning?
that messy bun?
Seriously. It's called I worked out yesterday and I didn't wash it. You're
I'm
welcome.
not joking, though. Messy buns are hard to do. That is not a bad messy bun.
Wait, so a messy bun, that's not by design. That's just a bun that's messy, right?
It's a
Correct.
bun that's messy, but it has to be like the perfect amount of messy.
You have
or
no
else
ma-
you look like a slob.
Yep. There is. There's that fine line between slob and, ooh, you're very fashionable.
Yeah, exactly. High
It's
fashion.
so complicated being a girl and a woman. She told us the other day she's gone 5 days without washing her hair. What's the longest you've gone without washing your hair?
I have a lot of hair, so I try. Well, I mean,
Honest.
Third day hair is best day hair. I'm being honest.
third day hair, really?
Yeah, for me it is.
The longest I've ever gotten was probably the same, probably around 5 days.
Yeah.
But
it's-
yeah,
it
it's
starts
not without
to-
taking a shower, just without washing my hair. You get it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm like, I hope you guys didn't think I went 5 days without a shower, because you can take a shower without washing your hair.
I mean, is it really that
True.
much of a leap of faith?
No, I guess not really.
I'm just realizing right now that I haven't looked at myself in a mirror today. At all. Not even. In the bathroom, I just didn't even look then either.
Hey, good. Don't.
Woke up like this. No makeup.
That's great. What is it in like the Divergent movies? Like they don't have mirrors or something. Like they can't look in mirrors. That'd be genius. I
Wouldn't
wish
that
we
be
didn't.
wonderful?
I wish mirrors weren't like in a way. Like I wish mirrors weren't invented almost.
Wouldn't that be great?
You wouldn't care so much.
Sabrina Carpenter joined us. I know that you were in, and tell me if I get this right. You were on a show with Miley Cyrus, came in third place in some kind.
Yeah, I was 10.
10 years old.
Yeah.
At that point, did Miley give you any kind of advice? Because she's been there, done it.
I met her. She was my idol when I was 10 years old. I was in her fan club online, and I entered this contest, and I just submitted a video of me singing Carrie Underwood, and there was like 10,000 other entries. And then as it kept going, it was like, oh, you made it into the top 50, 40, 30, blah, blah, blah. And then down to the final 3, which was crazy because I was 10, but I got to meet her in the process.
Wow.
And I got to learn so much about so many different styles of music because throughout the contest, she made us cover, which I give her credit for this, she made us cover the Beatles, Michael Jackson, Diva. So I did Christina Aguilera. So there was a lot of just knowledge that I was learning. I think I was definitely breaking out of my performance shell. And then from that contest, I started doing videos on YouTube, which I think definitely got me started. So is a lot to thank for that, which it seems like a while ago.
A
But
lot of parents don't agree with me on this one when it comes to Miley Cyrus. I think she's a great role model. I mean, you talk about
she's incredibly
100%
positive.
okay with herself.
She's
right?
authentic and
Yeah.
genuine.
super authentic and doesn't care what anybody thinks. And I think that's the only thing you could ask for in a role model.
And Robin Thicke issue was a little bit of a problem.
Eh,
But I
Hey.
put that on Robin Thicke for being a little bit of a creep.
Yesterday is yesterday.
Truth. So now, I don't know if I have my chronological order of things right. Girl Meets World, you were on that show or recently when it got okay, because it just got canceled, right?
Yes, it did.
All right,
We
that
did 3
sucks.
seasons.
All right.
You know, it doesn't, I mean, in the big picture, there's so many shows that go for 2 episodes, let alone 3 seasons. We made 75 episodes. And, you know, for us, it was a big deal to speak to this new generation that really needed a show, I think, like that at the time. And we hope that it lives on.
As I understand it, like people were angry. They're angry that this show got canceled because it connected with so many people, right?
It's very sweet for us to hear that. You know, the fact that people are upset that it's over, you know, that means we did something right.
And there's so many outlets for resurgences because I mean, you look at Full House and that goes away now. It's like Netflix brings it back, and then boom, you have another.
Right.
Isn't there a rumor now that Netflix is already talking about bringing
There's
it back?
rumors. I'm gonna sit here until something happens. I'm not sitting actually anywhere. I'm moving quite often. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know anything, but I've heard they're so passionate online, which is the best thing about it. We always had the most incredible fan base for every episode.
So if Netflix comes back to you and says, "Hey, Sabrina, are you in?" Then you're in.
I'd talk to Netflix.
You talk.
I'd talk to Netflix.
Because then you get invited to the Netflix parties, and the Stranger Things kids are going to be there.
I was going to say, I'm busy on Halloween, guys, so just in case you wanted to invite me anywhere, I just have to let you know already.
Are you totally into that show?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't actually watch a lot of TV shows, so the fact that I did watch that show, I loved it.
Okay. I didn't hear you say that I would absolutely 100% commit to Netflix if Girl Meets World comes back.
Oh, I mean, I think there's so much that has to go into it. Like, I don't know all the details and stuff, but honestly, like, working with those people again would not be the biggest problem in my life. They're so incredible.
Bert.
And
Oh, I'm 100% in on that show.
you're 100%.
Oh yeah,
in?
if they ask me, I do it. It's like,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay,
that's
cool.
fine.
Well, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
okay,
can play
cool.
like the grandfather.
yeah,
or something.
something,
He's
man.
100%
They gotta
in.
have a neighbor, like a weird neighbor role, something like that, right?
Weird neighbor.
Yeah, just hang out, sit on a deck.
That's amazing.
The one that nobody talks to.
Yeah,
In
just
the
always
corner.
waving. I don't even need lines. Just hey.
waves.
Sabrina Carpenter. Let's talk about music. That's what you're
Let's
here for
do it.
today. All right, so you've got a new song coming out, right? What you got?
So Thumbs is my latest single, which I released my sophomore album a few months ago, and it's called Evolution. I started writing it over a year ago, but it was a big change from my first album, Eyes Wide Open, which I released when I was 16. So I called it Evolution because there was a lot of growth. And thematically, when writing the album, I wanted it to be universal. So the change in content, but most of all, I think a lot of it thematically is love. That's why the first 4 letters of Evolution backwards are love, and growth together, because there was a lot of change.
Is there was it from a place of how you were feeling in a current relationship, or is this all theory at this point?
It's a lot of life. It's a lot of observation. It's a lot of feelings. There's so many different things that you can write about, and it's limitless. It can be about any sort of relationship in your life, and you can turn it into something. I think the best thing is that there's no rules. And so going into it, I wanted it to be different, and it definitely is different, but I'm very, very happy about the response.
Through the songwriting process, do you like to do it on your own, or are you big with collaborating with other people to feed off of them?
I do collaborate with other people, but I am picky, I will say, about who I collaborate with, because there are some people that, you know, knowing my age, knowing my background, will, I think, have preconceived notions. And then there's so many people going to this album that let me take charge, which was such an incredible thing to feel like, you know, I know the reason why every song on the album is made, and, you know, why this sound is in the second verse, and, you know, all this stuff that probably nobody else cares about, but I wanted to know. And so I was very, very happy that I got to work with some incredible people.
And do you surround yourself mostly with people your age, or are you collaborating with people that are older than you?
That's a good question. I think they're all fairly young and talented. I don't want to call anyone old. Like,
Well, you can.
Like they're not like No, I think they were all like,
If you're 17, like 23 is old.
yeah, it's true.
I wanted you to say like 47, 48. Like, oh God, you're still alive.
Ancient.
No, they were all respectable ages.
I mean, you hit 49, you get out of here.
Done in this industry. No, I think the point that I was going to try to make is that when you're 17 and you have your own vision, there are other adults that come into your life that think they know better just because they have more life experience. And you're like, no, I can follow myself here and I'm going to be plenty successful.
Well, and I think there's so many definitions of what right and wrong is. And, just because someone has a lot of experience and has had, a lot of great things, there's so many people that are open to hearing about, this generation too. And I think it's good to make the two worlds collide, which is what I tried to do with this album. You'll find a lot of throwbacks to really, really old songs or just, stuff that I was inspired by, whether it's the Beatles or, Aretha Franklin, like stuff like that. So I find a lot of inspiration everywhere.
Are you going to introduce people 17 years old to Aretha Franklin? They're going to be like, who is that? Oh, what?
If you don't know, you got to go.
That should be the name of the album.
Yeah.
She's like in her head right now. She's like, ooh, that's a great line. I'm writing a new song right now.
Honestly, though.